Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's What Does This Button Do? It's a weekly broadcast of something that we try and do, and it's going crazy today. But anyway,
it always is.
Yeah, so start the slideshow.
We love having this work.
Oh, it is just so much fun. We have just been having a great time here. We were on vacation this past week.
That went all the way down. Okay.
Play it.
Play the video?
Yeah, play the video. Can you? Is that going to work? Looks a little jerky, but...
What are you calling me?
A little jerky. What do you want? Splash! And we were in the water. It was so much fun. Oh, I wonder if that should be fine.
And there's
Chris will do a beginner's lesson, something that's important for beginners to know and about their phones. We'll start with the iPad and we'll show Android in the segment, and then I'll do an app of the week. This week I'm going to do the GoPro app because that's how I took all the video, the underwater video, for the trip. And then we'll do questions, and if you post your questions in the comments below the show screen, either on Google Plus or on the YouTube channel, depending on where you're watching it, we will try and get those on and answer those questions live during the show, or we'll get to them afterwards. And all of these shows are being recorded to YouTube, so you can watch the reruns anytime you want, and we invite you to do that.
airplane mode is our beginner's lesson because we were in airplane mode. We left all of our devices in airplane mode all week last week. Is that? That's not mine.
No, this is mine.
All week last week. And we thought, oh, this would be a good reason to show that as our app of the week. I mean, our beginner's lesson of the week. So what is airplane mode?
Well, airplane mode is a special mode that turns off all of the communications radios that are inside your phone. So, it turns off the cellular, it turns off the Wi-Fi, and it turns off, it doesn't turn off Bluetooth, but no calls will be coming in or out. So, when you get on an airplane, they tell you when you're taking off and landing that your device needs to be turned off or in airplane mode. And it's also a great do not disturb, and you can use it to save your battery. I guess I'm going to have to call.
You're going to have to call my phone. It's here somewhere, but I don't know what I did with it.
All right.
It's not in my pocket.
Sit tight.
Okay. So, hopefully it's not in airplane mode or it won't get the call. There's radios inside. When you get a phone call, your phone is a radio communication with a cell tower.
Right.
And it's a different radio that communicates with the cell tower for getting internet.
Basically.
And there's a different radio in your phone that communicates to a Wi-Fi hotspot to get Wi-Fi.
That's true.
And these radios take up power. You ever feel your phone getting hot?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes, yeah.
That's because it's working really hard to find a cell tower or to find a Wi-Fi hotspot. That's one of the reasons.
Yeah.
So turning your phone on to airplane mode saves battery.
Yeah.
It also can save roaming charges.
That's a real important thing when you're near the borders, like of Canada or Mexico. You don't want to be jumping on to their cell towers because you'll have to pay those exorbitant roaming charges for voice and data. So you have to be careful.
Or over in the Bahamas, as soon as you land, you see signs about, oh, you can get Wi-Fi, you can get cell service on your phone. Just send a code to this provider and pay $1 a minute or $2 a gigabyte or something like that.
It'll run you into some pretty large bills for sure.
Yeah, so airplane mode is very handy to know. Now, why not just turn your phone off? Why not power it off?
Well, you can certainly do that, but then you can't use all the other things that the phone is good for. We take a lot of pictures with our phones and some videos. They're great cameras. And when you're in, like the airport in Nassau had a free Wi-Fi hotspot.
Yeah.
So we could turn off the cellular data and phone so we wouldn't get any phone calls. The way I did it, I just went into airplane mode, and then I went in and manually turned on Wi-Fi.
And that's what I'm going to show you how to do right now. So when we were on this out island in the Bahamas, San Salvador, there's no communications there, but there was a Wi-Fi hotspot just in the dining room area, in the dining room and the bar. We had no Wi-Fi in our room, but so we kept it in airplane mode all the time, and we just connected to the Wi-Fi when we went into the dining room and the bar just to check email and to post some of our pictures to Facebook.
Yeah, it was kind of fun because when we walked from our room over to the dining room, our phones would just start click, 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 ding, ding, ding. It would connect and everything would be starting to come in, and it was kind of fun.
Yeah. Okay, so now let me show you how. And I'm going to start with the iPad.
Okay. I'm showing the iPad on the screen now.
Okay, and I have some paper in the way here.
Yeah, you got all kinds of
So let me turn the iPad on. And what I want to show you is first to pay attention to the fact that there's little icons up here in the upper left that is showing that this device is currently connected to AT&T LTE. And to notice then that anything I try to do, I try to Google something, and it should work just fine. So I can find information. I can say what time is it in Brazil. That sounds good. And I get an answer. Okay. I could also, I'm going to go into settings, and I could also turn on Wi-Fi. If I didn't want to use my AT&T connection for the internet, I could turn on Wi-Fi, and I have all sorts of choices here. I'll just go with that one.
Oh, I see something now. Jolene, our friend Jolene, hi Jolene, is saying that Mercury is in retrograde.
Oh, so that's what's going on with our technology.
That's what's going on with our technology.
Okay. All right. Well, and the only reason I'm connecting to Wi-Fi here is to show you how airplane mode will turn it off. So now, I mean, everything is working fine. I can go to Maps, for example, and I will see a map of where we are. All right.
Cool. Very cool.
Now, I'm going to swipe that off so I can start fresh. And I'm going to go into airplane mode. So settings. And airplane mode is right front and center at the very top. Airplane mode, you just drag that little slider button over, and airplane mode is now on. And what does that mean? On means off. Got that?
On means off. Got it.
On means off. Airplane mode is on, and you see this little airplane icon.
Yeah, I see that.
And that means that internet and phone are off. Now, this is an iPad. It doesn't have phone anyway. But if I tried to FaceTime, for example, with airplane mode on, it's going to try to FaceTime. And this takes, I don't know if I'll be able to wait long enough for this to happen, but eventually it comes up with a message saying, oh, I can't do this because I do not have a data connection.
You switch cameras there. There we go.
So let's try another thing. So let's go back to maps again. Realize I am in airplane mode. So it says, and notice I still see a map of where we are because that's still in memory from when I did it just a minute ago when internet was on. But it tells me you need to turn off there. See, if I try to go anywhere else, there is no map. So that tells me that the map comes in from the internet. So it does not work if I am in airplane.
So it says no network connection.
Right. All right. But even once you're in airplane mode, you can turn on Wi-Fi. So I go back to settings, and I go to Wi-Fi, and I turn that on, and I connect to something. I'll connect to Mr. Geek.
Don't connect to Mr. Geek.
Too late.
There goes my bandwidth.
Now I can go to map, and notice I now am on Wi-Fi. So if the location where you've gone to, like this out, oh, I can show you where we were now. So we were out here. I think that's it.
Pretty close.
Yep, that looks like it. San Salvador. So we were out in the outer islands, and you can see why that would be the first place that Christopher Columbus landed, because that's the most eastern point. All right. So that is the basics of airplane mode. You turn it on. Now, and why did I not want to turn the phone off altogether? Because I want to still be able to take pictures or read my ebook or look at my calendar. Well, now I have Wi-Fi, so it done. But if I turned off Wi-Fi, left it in airplane mode, then I could still see my calendar. Now, there is a shortcut. Let's say that for some reason you needed to get in and out of airplane mode a lot, or right now I wanted to turn it off. There it is right there. Now, how did I get that? You just swipe up from the bottom, all the way off the bottom of your screen, and swipe up, and you get what's called the control center on Apple devices. And these are shortcuts for everything shown here. So I can tap on airplane mode. Airplane mode is now off, which means that my cellular connection to AT&T is back on. Wi-Fi is also still on. I can turn that off.
Okay, and so you just dropped right off of my Wi-Fi hotspot.
Right. And now I'm just back on my AT&T. Okay.
Wow.
So, Android.
I forgot to put up the slide that had all of our smartphones are connected slide.
That's okay.
That's
Wait.
okay.
All right. So on an Android, it's the same idea. So let me just point out, on my Android phone, right there is where it says 4G. And so I have a 4G. This is actually a Verizon connection. Now, if I try, now to get to settings on it, I scroll down from the top and tap the settings gear. And if I go into airplane mode, this gives me a message. I kind of like this. Airplane mode allows you to turn off calling, messaging, and mobile network functions. So if I turn airplane mode on, I'm turning those radios off. All right, and now you see the symbol of the little airplane that lets you know that that's happening. So if I try a phone call now, since this is my phone, I can try a phone call. And it should immediately tell me, oh, this is another app we'll have to talk about sometime, the confirm phone call. I'll say, yes, I want to call. It immediately says, no, can't do that. Unable to make calls in airplane mode. To allow calls, airplane mode will be turned off. And it allows me to do that right here, but nope. That was the whole purpose, was to turn off those radios. And same thing on on a Google search. I'll say,
what does this button do?
Time in Brazil. And it will say, can't do that.
Can't
because I don't
results.
have any internet. But what can I do? I can look at my email. I can even compose a new email. I just can't send it. All right, so there's so much you can still do. Or I can look at my calendar.
You can actually tell it to send, and it will send the next time you're connected, right?
Right, yes, exactly. Or, now what I used my phone for the whole week last week was for reading my books. So, Kindle, the Kindle app. I can read my book because this book is downloaded to my phone. I made sure to do that while I was connected. All right. And there is a shortcut on this device also. It's just instead of sliding up from the bottom like the Apple devices, you slide down from the top. And there's airplane mode right there. Notice how it's bright green. If I just tap it once, airplane mode will be turned off. And off means on. So I turn airplane mode off. Now my radios are back on. I can make a phone call and do whatever else I need to do. So that is airplane mode. And it was interesting, you know, let's go back to, we've been on a couple different airplanes this last couple weeks, one from a big commercial jet from Arizona to Florida, and then these little ones from here to over to the Bahamas. On the big U.S. jets, they no longer say that you have to turn your devices off. They used to just say power them off, and they don't do that anymore. They just say airplane mode, so you can still use your device for reading your books or listening to your music even while you're on the tarmac. But on the Bahamas flight, they still said turn them off. And that might be because the littler, older planes maybe don't have as good navigation and could possibly get interference from the devices.
Okay.
I don't know. All right, show us about GoPro. That was just so cool.
Oh, do I have to?
Come on.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to probably go over to that device to do it.
Okay.
So my app of the week is GoPro, and it's free for the Android and the iOS devices. You can download it on, how do I make this work?
Okay, it's going.
Okay.
And I'm showing it.
So there's the GoPro. Hand me my phone. I think we need, I need your phone.
Use my phone, yeah.
Okay. So we have Chris's phone here, and I'm going to go to the GoPro app. You can also get it on the Windows phone and the iOS.
And on the iDevices, yeah.
Great.
This is just a GoPro app. On Android, you would go to the Play Store and download GoPro app on the, and yeah, that's okay.
It's okay.
On the Apple, you would go to the Apple App Store and download the GoPro app.
Okay.
It's free.
Right. So you have to have your GoPro turned on, and it needs to be in the Wi-Fi mode. So basically, what the GoPro does is it turns on a Wi-Fi hotspot. It makes its own Wi-Fi hotspot, and you do that by pushing on this little button on the side. What did I do there?
Yeah, now this isn't Wi-Fi in the same way that most people think of Wi-Fi. It is not a Wi-Fi hotspot to connect to the internet. It's the GoPro camera is creating a little Wi-Fi hotspot just for your phone or your tablet to connect to it. It's kind of cool.
So it's searching for a GoPro. I turned on the Wi-Fi there, and normally it just picks it right up.
Yeah.
So, but have we connected to it before? All right. Searching for the camera. There it is, the Geeks Hero. I'll just tap on that. I have to enter the password. Excuse me just a moment.
I kind of wonder why that wouldn't be Bluetooth doing that, but I guess it's just because Bluetooth isn't powerful enough to do the video features that are going on here.
Okay. So I've connected it to the Geeks Hero, and there's a preview, and I can.
So the phone will actually be able to see what the camera, what the GoPro camera is seeing.
Okay. The reason that we have to use Chris's phone here is that if I was to use my phone, it would turn off the Wi-Fi that we're getting our internet connection with, and that would not be good at all. So, connect and control. Connection lost. Why did I do that? Connect your camera. This is not going well at all.
Connected Wi-Fi network.
Yeah, it's
okay.
connected.
Okay.
Probably because we have too many hotspots.
Too many
there.
things going on here. Huh?
It says my camera's off. Huh.
Well, is the GoPro camera off?
No, the GoPro's on.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
you want to
connect and control.
Try it on the iPad?
Yeah, I'm going to just have to turn this off again.
Oh, the Apple folks out there are going to love this. If it works just great on the Apple and not the. Huh.
I think you broke.
I think it updated.
You broke it.
Okay.
Okay. Now turn on the. Connect the camera.
And one cool thing that this does allow you to do that I did is he took a bunch of videos underwater on this beautiful wall with sharks. We saw lots of sharks. Be watching for links to the videos once he gets them uploaded to YouTube. Anyway, I wanted some of them on my iPad, so I just used this GoPro app on my iPad, connected to the GoPro camera.
Now you can see me on the screen. Okay. Now, one of the things you can do with the phone and the camera is you can control the camera. You can record. You can take pictures. So I'll make a little recording there. It'll start recording, and I'll just do a real short one. And you see the light blinking there, and I'll turn it off. Okay. So you can control the phone. I mean, the phone can control the camera. You can also view any of the videos that you've taken with the GoPro. So this was great when we were on the boat, because I would come up from the dive and I took some great octopus pictures one day, and I wanted to show them to the people who did not see the octopus. So I did that, and then I could just go right to the GoPro. You can also download these pictures or videos to your phone, and if you download transfer, well, it's called, yeah.
They call it download?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, I've tried to teach people not to say that.
Okay, so here is the video that I just took. There, it'll start recording, and I'll just do a real short one, and you see the light blinking there. Okay. And I did one earlier where I was just waving to you. Okay. I did that on my phone. I downloaded that, or I transferred it using this button right up here. And that will actually bring it down to your phone. And then you can use all of the tools that your phone has to share. So I shared that directly up to YouTube, but I could also have sent an email with that video. You have two choices. You have high res and low res. Low res is pretty low res, though, but it goes up a lot faster. High res can take, well, it's high resolution. This is high definition on the Hero, on the GoPro. They've just come out with a new version. This is a Hero 3, the one that I have. They just came out with a Hero 4. Okay, so now I can go into the gallery here on the phone, and there is the video. And I can share it using any of the sharing apps that are out there.
And this works just the same on the iDevices,
right,
as well.
So, and that's just with the newest update to the GoPro app. You're able to download and or transfer and then upload it.
We have a comment here. Roger Marble said he used his GoPro as a dash cam to record 120 plus hours of a trip from Ohio to Redmond, Canadian Rockies, Glacier, Rushmore, and the Android app helped the camera set up and to occasionally review and confirm. I was recording the view I thought I was getting. Anyway, yeah, as a dash cam, I guess you could do that. That would be a lot of...
Yeah, I don't know how that would work.
A lot of storage to store all that video.
But anyway, the GoPro app makes it easy to control your camera remotely with your iPhone, your Android, or your Windows phone, and then it lets you do more with your GoPro content than ever before. You get full remote control of all the camera functions, and you can even go into the settings. You can start and stop the recording, you can take a picture, all from your phone. So you can view your photos and play back videos and then share your favorites via email, text, Instagram, Facebook, or your other apps that we just showed you there. Okay?
Okay. GoPro. And how much does a GoPro cost?
Well, there are two versions of the new GoPro, and it's $299 and $399, but you can get full 4K resolution. So if you have one of these new phone or new television sets that'll handle that, you're good to go. But those files tend to get really, really big.
And if people bought one of the very first GoPros, this app won't work, right?
Right. This app does not work with this. Now, they did have a special device that you could add on and to get the Wi-Fi, but it does not work with the newest app, from what I hear. Okay? So, GoPro wireless will only transmit through a max of 6 inches or so of water, so you can't send it live, right?
During your dive,
You
yeah.
can't do it live during your dive. That's absolutely true. But once you're back up on the boat, you're fine. So.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're almost done. We've really gone long on this, but yeah. Did you learn something?
I had a feeling this was going to be a bit of a long one.
Okay. So review questions. Name 2 reasons to use airplane mode.
One is when the flight attendant tells you to.
That would be a good reason to do that.
But another one is when you really want a true do not disturb. If you want to be in the car and not be tempted to answer a text or answer a phone call, just put it in airplane mode while you're in the car. Another one is to save battery. And I've also heard, I haven't proven it, that you can charge your phone a lot faster if you put it in airplane mode while it's charging.
Well, that makes sense because the radios aren't using the added battery.
They aren't discharging.
Discharging, and you're charging everything, okay? So with airplane mode, what can you do to be able to get your emails?
In airplane mode, to get your new emails, you can't. You can read your existing ones that are downloaded, but if you turn on Wi-Fi,
okay,
then you can. And even phone calls. You know, you can use Skype, or if you have Apple devices, you can use FaceTime.
Oh, wow.
Or even what we tried when we were over in the Bahamas, the new Facebook Messenger app has a way to phone call one of your Facebook friends on Messenger, and it uses Wi-Fi for that. Things are changing all the time.
So making a phone call using Wi-Fi and not your cellular phone,
right,
or your cellular data, right?
Right.
Wow.
Right. No, exactly. And I'm actually pretty impressed with this Facebook Messenger app.
So true or false? Both iOS and Android provide a shortcut to airplane mode.
True. Absolutely true. It's just that the iOS one, you swipe up from the bottom, and the Android one, you swipe down from the top, or at least most Android phones. You know, there are different models there. You skipped one.
Oh,
number 3.
Name 2 reasons for airplane mode rather than powering off your device. I think we covered that, didn't we?
Well, yeah, but these are review questions.
Oh, okay. We'll review that. 2 reasons. Give me 2 reasons.
Camera and ebooks.
Okay.
And music and any app that doesn't require the internet.
That's more than 2 reasons.
Yeah, well, 2 of those.
So the GoPro is a tiny video camera that can go scuba diving with you. How can you instantly share one of its videos on Facebook? Well, I don't know that you can instantly share.
Well,
it's pretty quick. But you can show them using a device like your phone or a tablet. Just connect to the GoPro Wi-Fi that it creates, and you can show those videos pretty much right away.
Well, then you can transfer them to your device.
And then you can
upload it if you have an internet connection. So, which we did not have on the boat. So.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Okay. So these weekly shows are free, and what benefits do you get by joining Geeks On Tour, Chris?
Oh, I'd see if I can show that. Lots of things actually. But if you go to our website at geeksontour.com and click on tutorial videos, you will see lots and lots and lots on all the topics we teach. So, for example, on smartphones and tablets, we have lots of pre-recorded videos. You know, we rehearse and we do editing on them, so they teach exactly what they say they're going to teach. And so, for example, we already had one on here under Android on what is airplane mode. And that needs to be a member. You need to be a member in order to watch that one. There are several that say free, and those are free for anybody to watch. But if you want to be able to watch all 300 of them, you need to be a member. Secondly, even these weekly shows are all free YouTube videos, and they will stay that way. But if you are a member, you get the show with notes. So you don't have to watch the whole thing. These show notes talk about everything that we did in the video. So you might be able to just read through and find what you need, or if you just want to read the beginner's lesson on Android updates, for example, you can click here and it will take you to the YouTube video at that point.
Very cool.
And the third benefit of membership is our Q&A forums. That's where you can ask us any question, and we promise to respond.
We don't promise to answer the question, but we do promise to respond.
We promise to respond. And we get emails and comments that we also respond to, but there's no promises with those. We promise to respond to the forum questions.
Okay. Another comment here from Roger. We asked how much does he get? He gets 8 hours on a 32 gigabyte micro SD card. These GoPro cameras use the micro SDs, the little tiny ones, and he would offload to his 1 terabyte external hard drive each evening. So that's way cool.
So on the micro SD, okay, cool. All right, and Bob wants some. Bob Brown, hi Bob, wants to see us do some training on Dropbox. Yeah, we have a seminar we call cloud computing, which we deal with Dropbox quite a bit, but we certainly use it with all our mobile devices. So it would be a good topic for these. What does this button do? We will put that on our list. Thank you.
So that's great. Do you see any other comments there? I think let's see. Well, it was great seeing everybody there.
Yeah.
And yeah, we really enjoy you guys coming to visit us. So what are we doing next week?
Next week, I think my beginner's lesson is going to be on photo editing. Now, if you've been with Geeks on Tour for any length of time, you know that I think Picasa is the way to do that, to transfer pictures from your device onto your computer and use Picasa. But more and more, there are editing features built right into your phone or your tablet. So I'm just going to show you some of the basics of that.
Okay, and I'll do an app of the week again, and hopefully it'll go a little smoother than today's. And we want to get to your questions, so if you have any questions, watch for the announcement for next week's show. It'll be on Google Plus and on YouTube. Don't forget to do it. No. Oh.
And watch for notices about our videos or Jim's scuba videos up on YouTube. We had some wonderful diving last week.
So, until next week, see you later.
And what does this button do?
Don't touch that button.
Oh, touch them all.